On August 1st of 2022, I started watching My Hero Academia for the very first time ever, and it was the first anime I ever watched. Yes, I'm a new gen, hold your fire! It's now August 1st of 2024, and My Hero Academia's manga has officially concluded on this day, which is mad symbolic, at least in my case. I mean, it's crazy to think that the manga ended exactly 2 years after I started watching it for the first time. It definitely wouldn't come as a surprise to most that MHA is my favorite anime, manga, show, and just general piece of media of all time, and that Deku is my favorite character of all time. I have watched oodles and oodles and oodles of other animes in the past 2 years, but none have come anywhere close to MHA in terms of personal impact. I really don't care for objectivity in this regard, because despite having watched anime that are unanimously regarded as the peakest of fiction and unmatched in terms of storytelling and plot, I still cannot for the life of me fathom the notion of ranking them above MHA for those reasons alone. It just would not be right. I'll always negate the opinions of others when it comes to MHA because it's my favorite anime of all time, it's the best anime I've ever watched, my opinion, and it's the signature of my entire life, I would even say. And I will die on that hill! No matter how much people shit on it, my stance will never falter. It might just be that good old first anime nostalgia that makes me hold MHA to such a high regard and speak of it with nothing but esteem veneration, but truly, I've just never felt such deep, profound feelings for anything in my life before. Which is saying a lot, because I'm very easily impressed and I get attached to any form of media I consume expeditiously. I can never simply be a casual enjoyer or something, okay? It has to become a part of my soul somehow, like a Horcrux. I've had my phases with Harry Potter, Marvel, a multitude of celebrities, and many other different fandoms, but My Hero Academia was the one piece of media that I genuinely fell in love with on a much deeper level. I'm trying to scrutinize my lexicon for words that could describe my adoration for the show and the impact it's had on me, but truthfully, none of them suffice, and that's because the feelings are just so esoteric, and it's high-key pissing me off because I wish I could convey the feeling effectively to you so that you'd understand like I do, but I just can't! I suppose the strongest of feelings are just so deep that they can't be described in a way that effectively embodies their complexity. Like, some feelings carry such a weight that they're solely meant to be felt, not explained or expressed. So the best that I can say is that I live, eat, sleep, and breathe MHA. If MHA has 1 million fans, I'm one of them. If MHA has 100 fans, I'm one of them. If MHA has 1 fan, it's me. If MHA has 0 fans, I'm dead! If the world is against MHA, then I am against the world. I live for MHA. I die for MHA. I kill for MHA. I am My Hero Academia. Truthfully, no other piece of media has captivated my mind and soul with such potency like MHA has. The elation and pure exuberance I experienced when watching the show for the first time was unlike any other form of bliss I've ever experienced in my lifetime. I find a sort of alleviating solace in MHA that feels almost like an imperceptible home. It's a beacon of my yearning comfort and a symbol of my fervid passion. It's an essence that's usurped my mind and soul, and not even in a negative way, more in a way that it lingers on my mind like hair lingers on skin, as it provides me warmth and comfort without me even realizing half the time. Shit for real puts a smile on my face. If I had dementia, I would forget my own name and face before I ever forgot MHA. It sincerely does mean that much to me. Scroll through my account and you'll see how tangibly obsessed I am with the show. I am the farthest thing from a casual enjoyer. Simply put, I am deranged when it comes to My Hero Academia. But truthfully, watching the show is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I can't even remember who I was before it. I was a civilian. An NPC in desperate need of character development and a new hyperfixation to base her entire personality on. Pre-anime Ella was an eyesore with a repulsive character. And in the corniest way possible, I mean to want to say my life was missing a vital spark that MHA indubitably pervaded. It's as if my perception of life seemingly saturated when I watched MHA. It really did change my life. The past 2 years have been the happiest years of my life, and whenever I pontificate as to why that is, I think of my boost in confidence, the friends I've made, my online presence, my hyperfixations, all the fandoms I've been in, on and on and on, the list goes on. However, when I look deeper, I realize that MHA is a common denominator to all these factors, and I'm not going to explain why that is because that's something only I could understand. But the point is, MHA has impacted me like never other piece of media, person, place, thing, or experience, and I feel an indescribable emotional connection to it that couldn't be properly depicted with every single word in the English dictionary. I could go on an eon-long tangent breaking down every single little detail that made me fall in love with the show to such an excessive degree, but I think I'd sooner be a cadaver than finish said tangent. I would be yapping for longer than Horikoshi's been releasing chapters. The reason I say all this now is because today MHA has ended. Yes, we still have the anime, but the story itself is unquestionably concluded, 2 years after it altered my life trajectory forever. Now that it's over, I find myself reminiscing on all the days that I would stay up late on school nights for the leaks, all the days that I would ponder possibilities as to how the story would end, the days where I would legitimately tweak out over trifling predicaments covered in each coming chapter, praying that my faves would be okay. I'm gonna miss it, more than anything, that much is certain, but if I were to assign a word for how I feel now that it's over, I don't think I'd be able to. Once again, the feeling is too intricate. I have my qualms with the ending, but none that are notable enough to truly disappoint me or assume a sentence in this yap session. I feel a great anguish that differs from your typical despair. It's like the vibrant, poker-tuned sector of my soul that MHA has filled to the brim with all of its glories has not only turned dormant now that it's over, but it's also been shot. However, the place it was shot at is luckily not a vital organ, so it won't perish, but since it's dormant now, the cells won't reproduce, and therefore it won't ever heal. Meaning the love and happiness that MHA stimulated within me is all still there, and the light hasn't dimmed even a little bit because I still love the show just as much as I did before. However, the light will never shine brighter because there's nothing new to ignite it. And now there's also this unrectifiable hole right in the middle that will never ever close up. So essentially, that sector of my soul that belongs to MHA represents the impact that it had on my entire being, but it will never augment, it'll never be fully active again, and it's eternally tarnished by a giant hole that will never heal! It's a bittersweet feeling in the way, because I'm obviously sad that it's over, but I'm glad that it happened. Everything it instilled within me will never fade. My passion for My Hero Academia will never fade, but now that it's over, it'll also never grow, and that abysmal hole will forever and always be palpable. Because now whenever I think of MHA, I also can't help but remember that there is no more same time next week, because the story has already been told, and now all that's left are the embers. But regardless, I solemnly swear, cross my heart, hope to fly, stick a cupcake in my eye, that I will not allow the MHA fandom to die out under any circumstance. Thank you, MHA, from the bottom of my heart for having an unparalleled, superlative impact on my entire being. Setting aside my long-term immature anime hatred was the second best decision I ever made, and deciding to start my anime journey with My Hero was the best decision I ever made, because I have no regrets in doing so.
Maybe the real My Hero Academia was the friends and memories we made along
along the way. MHA may be over, but its legacy shall never fade so long as I'm still alive and kicking. I shall carry on its legacy and pass it down to the next one-for-all successor. Now all that's left is to go beyond. Plus Ultra! Farewell, My Hero Academia. You will always be famous. Holy yap, my god.